The full scale of Iran's wartime damage campaign begins to emerge through fresh satellite imagery and assessments. U.S. and Israel's claims on damage to key military and energy sites face renewed scrutiny after new evidence. On cam, Iran's strike scars reportedly visible around the U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain. New images blow holes in earlier narratives about the extent of damage at Bahrain military facilities. OSINT bombshell: U.S. Fifth Fleet base may have suffered greater damage than initially acknowledged. Leaked files also rip apart Israel's account of the damage sustained in Haifa following Iranian strikes. Amid fragile ceasefire, extent of damage at the U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain has come under fresh OSINT scrutiny. Open-source intelligence analysts say newly available satellite imagery suggests the damage may have been significantly more extensive than what was initially assessed after the attacks. The latest images reportedly show an expanded damage footprint around NSA Bahrain in Jaffa, which serves as the home of the U.S. Fifth Fleet. The installation is one of Washington's most important naval hubs in the Middle East, supporting operations across the Gulf and the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz. Analysts using the SOAR Atlas platform say the new imagery points to a much broader pattern of destruction across different sections of the military complex. Researchers believe the damage may extend beyond operational areas to include key communications, logistics, and support infrastructure used by the base. They also assessed that warehouses, satellite communication systems, and several auxiliary facilities may have suffered damage during the strikes. Separately, Quds News cited what it described as an Israeli Interior Ministry draft detailing the damage caused to the Haifa refinery during the conflict. According to the reported document, the scale of destruction was far greater than what had previously been acknowledged in official Israeli statements. The draft reportedly said a major fuel storage tank was destroyed beyond repair, along with several critical systems needed to keep the refinery operational. It also described extensive damage to gas turbines, boilers, electrical rooms, and other auxiliary facilities that support the refinery's day-to-day operations. The reported assessment said the strike disrupted gasoline production and significantly reduced domestic fuel output at the facility. If accurate, the findings would contradict earlier official claims that refinery production had not been materially affected by the attacks. The document further stated that the reconstruction area approved after the strike is now reportedly almost twice as large as originally planned. It also claimed that a complete restoration of the Bahrain refinery complex is not expected before the year 2028. Israeli forces tested the Iron Beam laser and Iron Dome interceptor together on June 29, showing they can operate side by side in real air defense drills. The exercise linked laser units and interceptor batteries in operational scenarios, letting crews practice detection, tracking, and engagement with both systems at once. The drill simulated multiple threats, including swarms of drones and incoming cruise missiles, to see how the combined defense reacts under pressure. Officials said using Iron Beam with Iron Dome can also help counter rockets and some missile attacks, with the laser taking cheaper shots and interceptors backing it up. Experts note Iron Beam and Iron Dome are meant to work as one layered shield, with the laser covering close-range targets and Iron Dome handling harder or longer-range ones. Iron Beam has already reportedly shot down about 40 Hezbollah drones in late 2024, giving Israel early real-world proof of the laser's effectiveness. Israel declared Iron Beam fully operational in December 2025, making it a formal part of the country's air defense system rather than just a test project. The laser was not widely used in the 2026 Iran war because Israel only had a small number of batteries, limiting where it could be deployed in combat. Israel now plans to expand Iron Beam across its air defense network, increasing battery numbers so the laser can take on more routine interceptions. Officials say future upgrades could let Iron Beam engage ballistic missiles, pushing its role beyond drones, rockets, and cruise missiles. The United States once ran a similar airborne laser program but scrapped it in 2011 over cost and practicality, deciding the technology was not ready then. Israel argues laser technology is now far more practical, thanks to advances in power, optics, and control systems that make ground-based defense workable. Arrow missile interceptors cost about $2 to $3 million per shot, so each successful laser engagement is far cheaper once the system is in place. The 2026 Iran war revealed new dangers, including ballistic missiles carrying cluster munitions, which are harder for traditional interceptors to stop. Future tests will focus on defeating cluster warheads and complex missile attacks, using a mix of lasers and interceptors to handle larger, more intricate salvos. Tehran is standing firm as uncertainty continues to surround the future of the Doha talks. Iran has a clear message for President Trump: deliver on your commitments before seeking new negotiations. Tehran says any agreement with Washington must be based on mutual respect, not pressure. President Masoud Pezeshkian says lasting understanding can only come when both sides honor their commitments. Iran insists it will uphold the agreement, but only if the United States does the same. Pezeshkian has drawn a firm red line, saying reciprocity, not threats, must guide future relations with Washington. Amid stalled negotiations, Iran's president said any future agreement with the United States must be built on mutual respect. Pezeshkian said Tehran will honor its commitments if Washington fully complies with the terms of the agreement. In a post on X, Pezeshkian stressed that mutual understanding is a two-way street between both countries. Masoud Pezeshkian said, and I quote, "Mutual understanding is a two-way street. If the American side adheres to the agreement, we will also fulfill our commitments. Our approach to unreasonable saber-rattling and baseless threats is to rely on rationality and human dignity in decision-making and to defend decisively and fearlessly when it comes time to act," unquote. He added that Iran's response to threats will continue to be guided by rationality rather than confrontation. The remarks came as Iran and the United States continue working to implement the Pakistan-Qatar-mediated Memorandum of Understanding. Tehran says its immediate priority is implementing the current agreement rather than rushing toward a final deal. Iranian officials insist they remain committed to diplomacy, but only if it is based on justice and mutual respect. Baghdadi said formal talks with the United States can begin only after the 14-point memorandum is fully implemented. He also dismissed reports that Iranian and US officials would hold consultations in Doha. His comments came after President Trump suggested representatives from both sides could soon meet to discuss outstanding issues.